You know, when people were asking me in the comment section on my Galaxy Tab S11 video to do a battle video between the Galaxy Tab S11 and the Galaxy Tab S10 Plus, I actually didn't think much of it because I kept telling myself, well, the Tab S11 here is well suited to pit it against the Galaxy Tab S9 because it's the same size. But the more I thought about it, the more I started understanding why people wanted me to make that video. And in today's video, we are doing just that. I'm going to be pitting the all-new Samsung Galaxy Tab S11 here against its sibling, or the predecessor, I don't know, Galaxy Tab S10 Plus. And I don't know how to call this one simply because if you remember, the S10 series was missing the baby, or the smallest size one. We didn't have a Galaxy Tab S10. So now I found myself pitting a 11-inch tablet against a 12.4-inch tablet. And my findings were pretty interesting. So stick around so we can talk about it. Let's jump in. First things first, design. And let's go ahead and keep this pretty basic at first. The Tab S11 here is 11 inches. The Galaxy Tab S10 Plus is 12.4 inches, and we are talking diagonally on the display there. So it's a much larger tablet. If you happen to be in the market for either one of these two tablets, well, first figure out if you are going to be favoring either one of these two sizes. If you like larger tablets in general, go for the Tab S10 Plus. Otherwise, go for the Tab S11. Anyways, so size, that's a big difference there. And even in terms of just the design itself and the placement of buttons and things like that, on the new Galaxy Tab S11 here, you have, and this is something pretty minor or major depending on how you see this, you have the buttons flipped. On the Tab S11, the new one, you have the power button at the bottom and the volume rocker at the top. But on the S10 series here, you have the volume rocker at the bottom and the power button at the top. Moving on to the speakers here, you will notice that on the Galaxy Tab S10 Plus, you have speaker grills as opposed to more of a slit on the Galaxy Tab S11 here, right? Still a quad speaker setup, right? Sound quality still good, but I can tell you that the speakers on the S10 Plus are louder than the speakers on the S11 here. The next thing that changed, the pogo pins. On the S10 Plus, you have them at the bottom. On the Tab S11, they were moved to the back, which is also the reason why some of the accessories from the previous generations are not compatible with the S11 because Samsung changed that to the back as opposed to the S10 Plus where it is at the bottom for you to snap into the keyboard. Let's go ahead and move on to the next thing that is different. You will notice that on the back of the S10 Plus, we have that little band there to attach your S Pen, but on the S11, you do not have that. On the S Plus, 10 Plus, still S Pen that you can charge on the back there. Not only can you no longer charge your S Pen on the S11 series, but they removed the magnet. You will not be able to attach your S Pen on the back of the tablet like you used to with the previous tablet. Those are some of the physical changes that took place here with the series. Everything else remains the same. The USB Type-C port there, you know, 3.0, the mics, all that good stuff, that remains the same. And before I forget, looking at the back of the tablet here, you do have two cameras on the Galaxy Tab S10 Plus as opposed to one, to a single camera on the Galaxy Tab S11. And on that S10 Plus, there are a 13 megapixel and an 8 megapixel camera. On the S11, that's just a 13 megapixel camera. So that's going to be it with the design and physical features or physical attributes. When it comes down to design, my verdict is going to be that the Galaxy Tab S10 Plus wins. You know, I'm a little biased because I prefer larger tablets, but personally, I like the Galaxy Tab S10 Plus because you can still charge your S Pen in the back there and you can still attach it at the top if you prefer. It's a larger display also. You have two cameras there, including an ultra wide camera, and then of course it is louder than the S11 here, so that's why it's winning. And by the way, both are IP68 rated, so you could drop them in water and they will survive. And by the way, if this is your first time visiting, welcome to the channel here. Please do me a huge favor, hit both the like and the subscribe button there. I truly appreciate that. Anyway, so let's go ahead and move on to Specs and performance. The Galaxy Tab S11 here comes in 3 configurations. You have the base 128 gigs of internal storage, the 256 gigs, which is what I have here, and the 512 gigs of internal storage. All 3 of them would be loaded with 12 gigs of RAM. The Galaxy Tab S10 Plus does come in 2 configs, the base 256 gigs of internal storage and the 512 gigs of internal storage, also loaded with 12 gigs of RAM. The Tab S11 here is loaded with the MediaTek Dimensity 9400 Plus versus the S10 Plus, which has the Dimensity 9300 Plus. Now, the 9300 Plus has been holding its own for the past year without any issues. I still think it's a fantastic chipset here, but clearly the 9400 Plus is a more powerful chipset, and you'll be able to do a bit more with the S11 Ultra here when it comes down to, maybe not a bit more, I guess I'm trying to say that it's it's slightly faster when it comes down to rendering videos or loading projects and loading heavy projects, maybe loading some games and things like that. Other than that, in general, just navigating the internet, regular use of your tablets, you won't be able to tell the difference. They also both offer AI features, right? You should watch my full review of these tablets so you can learn about those AI features. And S11 here is going to start off with Android 16 with One UI 8 there, and the Tab S10 Plus is eligible to upgrade to those. They're both going to be supported for up to 7 years. The only difference is that the S10 Plus dropped a year ago, so you have 6 years left, as opposed to the Tab S11 here, which dropped just this year. Without going too deep into specs and performance and all that good stuff, what I can say here is that the Tab S11 is going to take performance simply because it is loaded with a newer chipset, which is more powerful than what you have on the Galaxy Tab S10 Plus. Now, that doesn't mean that you should automatically pick the Tab S11 because it's more powerful, right? Wait till the end, I share my verdict. So that is that when it comes down to performance. Let's go ahead and move on to display. This is another aspect where I'm going to be biased because I prefer a larger display. I can already tell you that I'm going to like the display on the Galaxy Tab S10 Plus, not only because it's larger, but also because it includes a feature that they removed or they just didn't include on the Tab S11. That is, of course, the anti-glare coating. With this, you can go outside, under direct sunlight. It eliminates all of the glare that you normally would get on something like the Galaxy Tab S11, or if you're in a room with plenty of lights, it will get rid of all of the glare that you have in the room. So I absolutely love that feature here. Other than that, they're both fantastic displays, right? They are beautiful. On the Tab S11 here, the size is 11. The resolution here, I believe, is 1600 by 2560, right? So PPI should be right around 274, meaning picture quality is super sharp. On the Galaxy Tab S10 here, you have the resolution of 1750, I believe it was 1750, 1752 by 2800, I think it is, because it's a larger display, and the PPI here is a little bit below this one at 266, but in either case you won't be able to tell the difference because AMOLED display, extremely sharp, inky blacks, inky reds here. If you were to ask me what I prefer, when it comes down to watching movies, without a doubt, it's going to be the Galaxy Tab S10 Plus here. Just absolutely beautiful. Scrolling, of course, these do support high refresh rate at up to 120 hertz, HDR10 Plus, all of the goodies that come with super flagship displays. You have that with both of these tablets. Now, the Galaxy Tab S10 Plus, hands down, wins this battle. Simply because it's a larger display. It has the anti-glare coating here, so you could go outside, have no issues with it. And on top of that, image quality is extremely sharp. Image quality on the Galaxy Tab S11 is super sharp. In fact, Galaxy Tab S11 here is brighter in terms of picture quality, or just the display is brighter than the Galaxy Tab S10 Plus. It goes up to 1600 nits, that's peak brightness, and then just the standard brightness at 1000 nits. So that's my verdict on display. Let's go ahead and move on to camera. As I mentioned earlier, you have a dual setup for the camera here on the Galaxy Tab S10 Plus, a 13 and an 8 megapixel ultra wide, so a 13 megapixel wide and an 8 megapixel ultra wide here. And on the front, you have a 12 megapixel for the selfie camera. On the Galaxy Tab S11, you only have a 13 megapixel on the back and a 12 megapixel on the front. In terms of quality, they're about the same, but the advantage that you have with the S10 Plus here is that you also do have an ultra wide camera. So if you want to take pictures, you want to do something that is ultra wide, you can do so with the S10 Plus, which is something that you cannot with the regular S11. You can with the S11 Ultra, wherever mine is, you can with that, but not with the regular S11. So when it comes down to camera, for me, the winner is the Galaxy Tab S10 Plus. I know that this video is going to be controversial because it seems like the Galaxy Tab S10 Plus is winning here, right? But again, as I mentioned, I'm a little bit biased because I prefer larger tablets, and the S10 Plus has some things that the S11 does not, that they took away on the S11. Let's go ahead and move on to battery here. In terms of battery, on the Galaxy Tab S11, you have an 8400 milliamp hour battery as opposed to a 10,090 milliamp hour. I can tell you straight up that the 10,090 milliamp hour on the Galaxy S10 Plus here does wonders. It lasts the entire day. I'm a power user and I'm able to plow through this thing the entire day. And then at the end of the day, I still have some before I go ahead and charge. The S11 here, the Galaxy Tab S11 here, does have an 8400 milliamp hour battery. Like I mentioned, it does last an entire day also. But here's the thing that you have to keep in mind. Battery life is always going to be subjective, right? I can't really predict what your battery life is going to be like, but all I can tell you is that battery life on either one of these two is set to last the entire day. With that being said, also keep in mind that both do support up to 45 watt charging, so relatively quick charging or relatively fast charging for tablets. That's always a good thing. When it comes down to my verdict with battery, I'm going to give it to the S10 Plus again. I know some people are going to be upset in the comment section, but it's a larger battery and it seems to me to last longer than the Galaxy Tab S11 here. That could be me. Optimization is really good on the Tab S11 here. It certainly lasts longer than the Tab S9 did, but I still think the big battery in the larger tablet here lasts longer. Now, I think I'm just gonna stop here. Let's just do a quick recap here. In terms of design, personally, I prefer the design of the Galaxy Tab S10 Plus. In terms of performance, I'm gonna give it to the S11. In terms of camera, I'm gonna give it to the S10 Plus. In terms of battery, I'm gonna give it to the S10 Plus. In terms of additional features, I'm still gonna give it to the S10 Plus. And you can pretty much see where I'm going with this. Some of you are wondering, should I buy the S10 Plus or the S11? Well, here's my blanket answer. Buy the Galaxy Tab S10 Plus. That being said, it depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for more power, clearly go for the Galaxy Tab S11 because you'll be able to render video at much quicker speeds compared to what the S10 Plus here has to offer, right? So it all depends on what you are looking for. What I always advise people to do is, if you have any questions about this, put those in the comment section. I'm going to try to help, or the community here is great. They will help you make a decision. So make sure to hit the comment section with any questions or any comment you may have. So here's my verdict. If you are looking for a flagship tablet that offers a huge display, that offers an active stylus in the Android platform, I think the Galaxy S10 Plus is the way to go. But on the other hand, if you're looking for a flagship Android tablet that offers as much power as possible, then the Galaxy Tab S11 would be the way to go. That is my take, but that doesn't mean that you should just go ahead and take that. As I mentioned before pulling the trigger, make sure to ask what you should do. Tell us what you are looking for, what you're looking to do with your tablet, and we'll be able to advise which tablet to go for. I'm certainly hoping that this was informative. Let me know with any questions, as I mentioned, in the comment section. Let me know with any comments you may have. Make sure to share this video if you know anyone who'll be interested. Make sure to like the video. And most importantly, make sure to subscribe if you are not subscribed to the channel. I'm gonna catch you in the comment section like I always do. I'm also gonna catch you in the next video. Up until that next video, of course, as always, stay safe out there.